This meeting is being recorded.
Hello everybody and welcome back to FX Street. My name is Akash and today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin and discuss what's happening with it. Right, before we get into that, please make sure to head on over to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to stay updated to the hottest trends of the crypto market, make sure to also click on the bell icon. You can give us a follow on Twitter at FXSCrypto, and if you hold up, wait a minute. Cool. If you can give us a follow on Twitter at FXSCrypto, and if you enjoy the content that I put out, make sure to give me a follow as well at Mangiako with a zero at the end. Now, I have a personal YouTube channel and a Telegram group as well, where I explain my thesis behind what's happening in the market, or basically the market structure, and I post setups and trades that I'm taking in the Telegram group. So if you're into that sort of content, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Telegram group as well. So let's get into Bitcoin, right? The last time I discussed Bitcoin, in my group, right, I posted a trade that I was taking probably, hold up. Yeah, so I been meaning to take this trade. I took this trade, actually, I Pico shorted the top. I shorted the Pico top for Bitcoin somewhere around here, and then I closed my trade around this level here because it coincided with the 200 weekly moving average, as you can see here. So I kind of closed my position somewhere around here, and the price went a little lower than my close position, and now it's rallying higher, right? So hold up, I think there's a position in here as well. Let me just show you that. Yeah, so we are now back to my entry position. So yeah, so either way, things look pretty good. Last 2 days, I think it was on Wednesday or Tuesday. I think it was Wednesday. Yeah. So price has bounced off the 200 weekly simple moving average, which is a good sign, right? So it indicates the price is not going to go all the way down to my take profit levels here at 19.6K, or perhaps even to the take profit one level at 20.7K. Now, let me just briefly explain what's happening here, right? So the first thing is this massive drop that you see here, basically extending from 31st May down to 18th June. So this is one particular massive move. So I've used my Fib tool to mark out the range high and the range low for this, extending from 32.4K roughly to 17.6K. The midpoint of this move is around 25K, and which is where I've been expecting Bitcoin price to go for the past few days, perhaps even weeks. So now that the price has bounced off the 200-week SMA again, I feel like we have a chance to retest the 25K level. Now, 25K is not like initially I thought 25K is where a good reversal would be a good idea, because the price has moved extremely quickly from one direction to another direction. So a mean reversion is what's happening right now, is what made the most sense to me. And then I looked at what's happening here with the price and where the candles are present here. So technically the resistance is going to come in somewhere around 27.8K to roughly 29K. So I kind of, since after noticing this, I figured I could change my fib to something like this. And I see that 70.5K, like if you watched my videos that I've done probably like a month or like 3-4 months ago, I talk about fib extensions and why these three levels are pretty important. Obviously, this is not my own creation. I've borrowed this method from a lot of other traders, well-renowned traders. So this is where the reversal usually occurs, right? If you look at a particular run-up, right? Say you have this particular run-up, the price goes up extremely quickly in one direction, then you use your fib extension to this one. More often than not, the reversals happen after dipping into this particular zone here, extending from 62 to 79 fib, right? This it could be dubbed as a golden level, a reversal level. Basically, it's kind of similar to what fib usually has. Right? 61.8% is what's termed as the golden level by a lot of traders for fib. But for me, it is basically a reversal zone. Basically, is anywhere from 62 retracement level to 79 retracement level, right? So that, now that that is clear, I want to extend my reversal point from 25K to roughly 29K. So a reversal between any of these three, any of these levels is likely. So if I were to kind of mark out this whole level, I would extend it up to 30K and this at 25K, right? So now let me just change this back to this level. Right, so this is basically where I'm expecting a reversal to occur. So now I will be shorting BTC around 25K with a very tight stop loss. Now I might get stopped out here, but if I do catch this and Bitcoin price reverses down to any of these levels here, it would be a really good trade. Honestly, I've ended my take profits around here, but technically speaking, due to the amount of liquidity collected below these lows here, there is a pretty good chance Bitcoin price could sweep all the way down to 17.6K level. This is what I'm expecting. This is the trade that I'm hoping to take, right? Although it does, like on a one-day time frame, it does look like this wick that you saw here was a doji. It was a really good point to enter a long position. I did not, because I was kind of looking forward to shorting Bitcoin, right? So yeah, my bullish thesis is Bitcoin could go anywhere from 25K to 30K. Apart from that, like the only way this scenario could kind of fall apart would be if Bitcoin price produces a daily candlestick close below this particular range that you see here, that Bitcoin established between June 18th and June 21st, right? This extends from 17.6K roughly to 21.7K. If Bitcoin price reverses and produces a daily candlestick close below 21.7K, then this entire move basically from 18th June to whenever it dips down below this level here would be a deviation above the set range extending from 17.6K to 21.7K. In that case, then the first objectives would be for Bitcoin price to sweep below the lows formed here at roughly 19K, perhaps even sweep below the 17.6K level. Here is where anywhere from 19K to roughly 17.6K is where you can expect buyers to attempt another rally from here, hopefully back up to 25K, perhaps even 30K, and then wherever Bitcoin goes from here, right? Now, all of this, right, this scenario up to anywhere from 25 to 30K first, or maybe a drop down to 17K first, followed by a move up to 25K. This is an optimistic or a conservative type of scenario, right? The bearish scenario would occur if Bitcoin price produces a daily candlestick close below 20K, and a confirmation for the start of a bearish scenario would be a weekly candlestick close below 19K. Now, let me just briefly, very quickly explain why that is important, right? I've been showing this charts on my weekly videos for quite some time, right? I think I've developed this volume profile structure for Bitcoin back in, I think after the initial crash here, probably around 9th May. So the reason why this is important is I've used volume profiles for each year starting from 2019, 2020, and 2022. This volume profile structure basically, back when I first did it, somewhere around here, there was a massive void here extending from roughly 30K to 12K. Now, this is why I initially predicted Bitcoin price could crash all the way down to 12K. But the bear flag that was formed here, the bear flag or the continuation pattern that was formed here forecasted a drop down to 19K in one scenario and all the way down to 10K in a second scenario. Now, the second scenario kind of fit extremely well with this void that I see here. So I was under the impression, or like I still believe, that Bitcoin price, the macro bottom for Bitcoin price is going to occur somewhere around 11K to 13K. I still believe that. So the bearish scenario would start, like I mentioned in when I showed you this chart, I said the bearish scenario would begin if Bitcoin price produces a daily candlestick close below 20K first. Now that would be the first signal that would indicate that there's weakness in the market. Now beyond that, a confirmation of the start of this bearish outlook would happen if we get a weekly candlestick close below 19K. So let me just quickly show you why. The 2020 volume profile here basically shows that the volume point of control is around 20K. As you can see, if you look to the right here, the red line is where the volume the point of control is, and a point of control is basically where there has been a lot of volume traded. Basically, the highest point of volume was traded at this particular level, and it is known as point of control, which is 20,600. So if we get a breakdown of 20,600 on a daily time frame, it would indicate that there are more sellers that are basically absorbing the pressure, the buying pressure present in this particular area. Now, a weekly candlestick close below 19K, which is this fat black line that you see here, is the next level. If we get a weekly close below this level, this is, as you can see here, for 2019, right? So this was 2020. So basically, the volume profile of 2020 shows that there's only one bump here, which is known as high volume node. It is where there was a significant amount of volume traded, but relatively less compared to the volume part of control. So if we break lower than 19K, as you can see, the volume profile thins out considerably, and there's no discernible support levels. So in that case, breakdown of 19K, in this case, you can expect Bitcoin price to go all the way down to 11.9K or roughly 12K. So 3 scenarios that I'm looking at. First scenario expects Bitcoin price to go up to 25K, which is a good outlook, right? And a reversal here. If that fails, Bitcoin price could extend all the way up to 30K, which I'm fine with it. This would be a perfect dead cat bounce scenario. It would get a lot of investors hyped up, and then if Bitcoin price reverses, then crashes quickly, then it would catch a lot of these investors off guard, which would be a really good manipulation from institutions, market makers, so you want to call them. Now, in that case, you can still expect Bitcoin price to go down to 13K, right? So these are the scenarios that I'm looking at for Bitcoin. If you enjoyed this analysis, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.